Have you ever felt stuck, like abundance just won't come your way? It's a common feeling that many of us experience at some point in our lives. We look around and see others thriving, while we struggle to make ends meet or achieve our goals. But what if I told you that there's a single thing that's blocking the flow of abundance in your life? Something so subtle yet powerful that it's been holding you back without you even realizing it. Today we're going to explore this hidden obstacle that's been standing between you and the life of abundance you desire. It's not about luck, fate, or external circumstances. It's something much closer to home, something that's been with you all along. Before we dive into the heart of the matter, let's take a moment to understand what abundance really means. Many people think of abundance solely in terms of money, but it's so much more than that. Abundance is about having plenty in all areas of your life. It's about having fulfilling relationships, vibrant health, personal growth, and yes, financial stability too. It's the feeling of having more than enough, of living a life that's rich in experiences, connections, and opportunities. But here's the thing, abundance isn't just about what you have. It's about how you perceive what you have. And that's where our hidden culprit comes into play. The single thing that's killing the flow of abundance in your life is negative self-talk. You might be thinking, how can the way I talk to myself have such a big impact on my life? Well, the power of our inner dialogue is often underestimated. Our thoughts shape our reality in more ways than we realize. They influence our actions, our decisions, and even the opportunities we notice and take advantage of. Negative self-talk is like a constant critic in your head, always ready to point out your flaws, magnify your mistakes, and predict the worst outcomes. It's that voice that says, "You're not good enough," "You'll never succeed," or "Why even bother trying?" These thoughts might seem harmless, just fleeting moments of doubt or insecurity, but over time, they build up and create a mindset that actively works against your goals and dreams. Think about it. How often do you catch yourself thinking or saying things like, "I'm not smart enough to get that promotion. I'll never be able to afford a nice house. I'm too old to start a new career. I don't deserve to be happy." These are all forms of negative self-talk, and they're incredibly common. We all have these thoughts from time to time. The problem arises when these thoughts become our default mode of thinking. When we constantly feed ourselves these negative messages, we start to believe them. And when we believe them, we act accordingly. If you constantly tell yourself you're not smart enough for a promotion, you might not even apply for that higher position when it becomes available. If you believe you'll never afford a nice house, you might not bother saving money or exploring different financial options. If you think you're too old to start a new career, you won't take that course or apply for that entry-level position in a new field. This is how negative self-talk creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. By convincing ourselves that we can't achieve something, we don't take the actions necessary to achieve it. And when we don't achieve it, our negative beliefs are reinforced. It's a vicious cycle that can be hard to break. But the impact of negative self-talk goes beyond just missed opportunities. It affects every aspect of our lives. When we constantly criticize ourselves, we erode our self-esteem and confidence. This can lead to difficulties in relationships, as we might struggle to assert ourselves or believe that we deserve love and respect. It can affect our health, as the stress of constant negative thoughts can take a toll on our physical well-being. And of course, it impacts our ability to attract and maintain abundance in all its forms. The good news is that once we recognize the impact of negative self-talk, we can start to change it. The first step is becoming aware of our thought patterns. Pay attention to the running commentary in your head throughout the day. What kind of messages are you giving yourself? Are they mostly positive, neutral, or negative? Just noticing these thoughts is a big step forward. Next, we need to challenge these negative thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking something negative, stop and question it. Is it really true? What evidence do you have to support this thought? Often, we'll find that our negative self-talk is based on assumptions, fears, or past experiences that aren't relevant to our current situation. For example, if you find yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough for this job," ask yourself, What makes me think that? Have I successfully handled similar responsibilities in the past? What skills and experiences do I have that make me a good fit for this position? By questioning our negative thoughts, we can start to see the flaws in our reasoning and open ourselves up to more positive possibilities. Once we've challenged our negative thoughts, the next step is to replace them with more positive, realistic alternatives. This doesn't mean ignoring real challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It's about finding a balanced, constructive way of thinking about ourselves and our situations. So instead of, "I'm not good enough for this job," you might think, "This job will be challenging, but I have valuable skills to offer, and I'm willing to learn and grow." Instead of, "I'll never be able to afford a nice house," try, "Buying a house is a big goal, but if I start planning and saving now, I can work towards it over time." Changing our self-talk isn't easy. It's a habit that's been formed over years, maybe even decades. It takes time, practice, and patience to shift our thought patterns. But the effort is worth it, because changing our self-talk can truly change our lives. As we start to speak to ourselves with more kindness and encouragement, we'll notice changes in how we feel and act. We'll be more likely to take risks, to put ourselves out there, to try new things. We'll be more resilient in the face of setbacks, seeing them as temporary obstacles rather than permanent failures. We'll start to recognize and seize opportunities that we might have overlooked before. This shift in mindset is what opens the door to abundance. When we believe in ourselves and our ability to create the life we want, we take actions that align with those beliefs. We network with people who can help us grow. We invest time and resources in our personal development. We approach challenges with creativity and determination rather than giving up at the first sign of difficulty. Moreover, our positive self-talk doesn't just affect us, it ripples out to those around us. When we're kinder to ourselves, we tend to be kinder to others too. We become more supportive, more encouraging, more willing to see the best in people. This can lead to stronger relationships, better teamwork, and a more positive environment overall. In the workplace, positive self-talk can lead to increased productivity and better performance. When we believe in our abilities, we're more likely to take on challenging projects, speak up in meetings, and contribute our ideas. This can lead to recognition, promotions, and new opportunities, all forms of abundance in our professional lives. In our personal relationships, positive self-talk can help us build deeper, more authentic connections. When we value ourselves, we're less likely to accept poor treatment from others. We're more likely to express our needs and set healthy boundaries. We're also more likely to be genuinely happy for others' successes rather than feeling threatened or jealous. All of this contributes to richer, more fulfilling relationships, another form of abundance. When it comes to our health and well-being, positive self-talk can have a profound impact. Research has shown that optimistic people tend to have better physical health outcomes. They're more likely to engage in healthy behaviors like regular exercise and balanced eating. They're also better at managing stress, which can have numerous benefits for both physical and mental health. Financial abundance is often one of the most challenging areas for many people. Negative self-talk about money can be particularly damaging, leading to poor financial decisions or a scarcity mindset that prevents us from recognizing opportunities. By shifting to more positive, empowering self-talk about money, we can change our relationship with finances. We might start to see money as a tool for creating the life we want, rather than a source of stress or limitation. This can lead to better financial habits, more strategic decision-making, and a greater sense of control over our financial future. It's important to note that changing our self-talk isn't about ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about approaching our lives with a balanced, constructive mindset. It's about acknowledging challenges while also recognizing our ability to overcome them. It's about seeing failures as learning opportunities rather than defining characteristics. So how do we start making this shift? Here are some practical steps you can take. Practice mindfulness. Pay attention to your thoughts throughout the day. You might be surprised by how often negative self-talk creeps in. Keep a thought journal. Write down your negative thoughts. This can help you identify patterns and triggers. Challenge negative thoughts. When you notice a negative thought, ask yourself if it's really true. Look for evidence that contradicts the thought. Use positive affirmations. Create short, positive statements about yourself and repeat them regularly. Make sure these affirmations feel authentic to you. Surround yourself with positivity. Spend time with people who uplift and encourage you. Consume media that inspires and motivates you. Practice gratitude. Regularly take time to appreciate the good things in your life, no matter how small. Celebrate your successes. Take time to acknowledge your achievements, even the small ones. This helps build confidence and reinforces positive self-image. Be patient with yourself. Changing thought patterns takes time. Don't get discouraged if you slip into negative self-talk sometimes. Just notice it and gently redirect yourself. Seek support. Consider working with a therapist or coach who can help you develop more positive thought patterns. Take care of your physical health. Exercise, eat well, and get enough sleep. Physical well-being can have a big impact on our mental state. As you start to implement these practices, you may notice changes in various areas of your life. You might find yourself feeling more confident at work, leading to better performance and new opportunities. You might notice improvements in your relationships as you become more assertive and self-assured. You might find yourself more willing to try new things or take calculated risks. These changes might seem small at first, but they can snowball over time. As you start to see positive results from your new way of thinking, it reinforces your positive self-talk, creating an upward spiral of growth and abundance. Remember, abundance isn't just about having more. It's about recognizing and appreciating what you already have while being open to receiving more. By shifting your self-talk, you're not just changing your thoughts, you're changing your entire approach to life. You're opening yourself up to possibilities you might have previously dismissed or overlooked. This doesn't mean that challenges will disappear or that everything will suddenly become easy. Life will still have its ups and downs, but with positive self-talk, you'll be better equipped to handle those challenges. You'll approach difficulties with resilience and creativity rather than despair or resignation. It's also important to remember that this isn't about achieving perfection. We're all human, and we'll all have moments of doubt or negativity. The goal isn't to eliminate negative thoughts entirely. That's not realistic. The goal is to change our overall pattern of thinking, to make positivity and self-encouragement our default mode rather than self-criticism and doubt. As you continue on this journey of changing your self-talk, you might encounter some resistance. Old thought patterns can be stubborn, and you might find yourself slipping back into negative self-talk at times. This is normal and it's not a sign of failure. It's just part of the process. When this happens, be gentle with yourself. Acknowledge the negative thought, remind yourself that it's just a habit you're working on changing, and then consciously choose a more positive thought. You might also encounter resistance from others. Sometimes when we start to change and grow, it can make people around us uncomfortable. They might be used to our old patterns of behavior and not know how to respond to the new, more confident version of us. If this happens, remember that your growth is important. You might need to have conversations with loved ones about the changes you're making, or you might need to seek out new relationships that support your growth. As you continue to practice positive self-talk, you'll likely find that it becomes more natural over time. What once felt like a conscious effort will start to feel more automatic. You'll catch negative thoughts more quickly and be able to reframe them more easily. You'll start to notice more opportunities around you, and you'll feel more confident in your ability to take advantage of them. This is when the real magic happens. As your mindset shifts, you'll start to see abundance everywhere. You'll recognize the abundance in your relationships, in your work, in your daily experiences. You'll feel grateful for what you have while also feeling excited about the possibilities for more. You'll start to understand that abundance isn't something that happens to you. It's something you create through your thoughts, beliefs, and actions. By changing your self-talk, you're changing the lens through which you view the world. And when you view the world through a lens of abundance rather than scarcity, You open yourself up to a whole new realm of possibilities. So, as we wrap up this exploration of how negative self-talk kills the flow of abundance in your life, I want to leave you with a challenge. For the next week, pay close attention to your self-talk. Notice when you're being harsh or critical with yourself. When you catch a negative thought, take a moment to pause, challenge that thought, and replace it with a more positive one. It might feel awkward or unnatural at first, but stick with it. Remember, you're rewiring years of habitual thinking. It takes time and practice, but the rewards are immense. By changing your self-talk, you're not just changing your thoughts, you're changing your life. You're opening the floodgates to abundance in all its forms. You have the power to create the life you want. It starts with how you talk to yourself, so start today. Be kind to yourself, encourage yourself, believe in yourself, and watch as the abundance begins to flow. Remember, this isn't about achieving perfection or never having a negative thought again. It's about progress, not perfection. It's about creating a new habit of treating yourself with kindness and respect. It's about recognizing your own worth and potential. As you move forward, keep in mind that this is a journey. There will be ups and downs, successes and setbacks. But with each positive thought, with each moment of self-encouragement, you're moving in the right direction. You're creating a new pattern, a new way of being that aligns with abundance and possibility. So, are you ready to let go of the negative self-talk that's been holding you back? Are you ready to open yourself up to the abundance that's waiting for you? The choice is yours, and it starts with the very next thought you think. Choose wisely, choose kindly, and watch as your world transforms.